I've always felt that a good film reels you in. You're thinking about it for hours or maybe in some cases even days to come. But some films are so great that they leave a profound effect on you. They make you think and question your life and choices. Good Will Hunting is one such film, with stellar actors such as Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Stellan Skarsgård, Robin Williams portraying essential roles. Good Will Hunting has some of the most iconic dialogues in the history of cinema. It almost feels like poetry in motion or imparting of life lessons through these characters. A very simplistic premise that involves Will Hunting, played by Matt Damon, a genius mathematician. Despite his brilliant mind and ability to grasp knowledge, emotional trauma and abandonment make him push people away. This makes it hard for him to form any real relationship with others. He enjoys his life whiling away his time with a bunch of friends, drinking beer and getting into brawls every now and then. Things change when a distinguished professor, played by Stellan Skarsgård, tries to take him under his wings after witnessing his potential. However, things are not as simple as they seem, with the professor trying to get Will to go to therapy, a necessary mandate for his parole terms. Will agrees rather reluctantly, but manages to irk a string of therapists enough that they give up. Herein comes Sean Maguire, played by Robin Williams, a therapist dealing with the grief caused by the death of his wife. That said, Sean's attempts finally get through to Will as they conjure up a rather loving dynamic despite some tense moments at the start. Here are some themes. Grief can feel like an invisible sword, slowly piercing your heart, with the pain only getting stronger and stronger with time. Fear of abandonment is something that a lot of us feel today in different ways, even if we don't realize it. Will's fear that people will leave him make him put up these high walls and barriers so that people cannot enter. A victim of physical abuse from a young age, life throws a tough hand at Will, bouncing from one foster home to the other, being abandoned by the very people who were supposed to love him the most. Despite his sheer brilliance, Will prefers to live in this little bubble with his friends and his daily routine. Sean's grief, on the other hand, makes him an introvert as he struggles to keep in touch with his old buddies. A beautiful portrayal of trauma, Good Will Hunting shows you how humans can overcome everything with a little bit of love and the willingness to step out of their comfort zone. Greatness can be found in the most unassuming places, but true beauty, can only be found within, where we start when we start to accept and deal with who we are. While this may be a slightly contentious point, this film also inspires us to get outside our comfort zones, maybe shift to a different city, taking up that job offer, or just follow your gut instincts, especially when it's about a girl. Or maybe you should think a little more about the last point. That said, this movie beautifully highlights the essence of therapy and how the right person helps us conquer all the things that are holding us back. He pushes people away before they get a chance to leave him, and you'll never have that kind of relationship in a world where you're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. These are some of the lines that had a great impact on me. Mind you, this film is full of great dialogues, or rather small pieces of life advice that can change your trajectory, but these things surely did stand out. The latter one especially resonates with me a lot in a world where we are afraid of failing, simply afraid of the worst thing that might happen, which is why we do not even venture trying. It has to be one of the most beautiful on-screen portrayals of a therapist and his client, but most importantly, of people who are trying their best to help each other out in their own idiosyncratic ways. Robin Williams put forth an astounding performance, and the scene where Matt Damon and Williams' character hug towards the latter part of the movie will have you teary eyed. Not surprisingly, this film won a plethora of awards. It won the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay and the Golden Globe Award for Best Screenplay Motion Picture in 1998. This film is co written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck themselves.